It's the dog days of summer. Arsenal are in America on the East Coast in this unbelievably brutal, humid, just disgusting weather. Getting ready to take on the Major League Soccer All Stars tonight at Audi Field in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. I've got Ryan from the Ars Bros. I've got Glenn, who I believe just went to change his shirt. And we're going to talk about quite a lot. There's a lot to get to. Let's get into it. Yo, how's it? How's everybody doing? Staying cool, I hope. Again, in these dog days of summer, Ryan is right there. What's going on?
Nothing. Just enjoying the heat and
Are you?
having it was a joke.
Yeah.
And having serious FOMO for not being at DC and not being in NYC. It's I'm so close to NYC too. So I like. And I'll full disclosure. I talked kind of this. I didn't really even want to do a show today. I didn't want to show you. I'm like trying to stay off Twitter. I'm on it every now and then, but just seeing all like the pictures from everyone having a good time sucks. But I'm happy for everyone that's there, and it seems like a lot of fun. So I hope everyone's having a good time. But I do things for the show, despite what I want to do. My bloodline is inside of Tanner. That sounded weird, but the show must go on. I don't know. The show must go on. I don't know.
Glenn really did change his shirt. Glenn, I was just kidding about the shirt, by the way.
Oh, that shirt's in the Goodwill already. It was a gift.
Oh my God! No, it looked fine, man.
I thought it worse. I looked like I would be selling ice cream. That was about it.
Out of an unmarked white panda. Yeah.
He puts the lotion on the skin. What were you talking about? The summer tour?
We haven't really talked about anything yet. We just got started, and you bailed to go change your shirt.
Wait, are we even on the air?
Yes, we are on the air. We are live.
Because I found out YouTube really catches you if you drop the F-bomb in the first 2 minutes of a video. So I had to make sure.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how they work that. But anyway.
I caught most of Ryan's statement about the summer tour and all the fans visiting the parks. The only place I would disagree is fuck all of them. I'm jealous as shit. Fuck you.
There's the 2 minutes we're fucking.
You said two.
Oh, no.
I thought I was bad, but I got nothing on you.
That was longer than 2 minutes, wasn't it? So listen.
We're at about 3:40. So
I'm gonna tell you what I told you the other day when we were DMing each other, BG, when you were thinking of going.
Mm-hmm.
For me, can you hear me over the friggin' plane?
I don't hear anything.
Okay.
I hear you. Yeah, I don't hear anything.
I'll tell everybody what I told you in private. For me, they've outpriced everybody. That you should make it more affordable to go for a game that no one's going to remember after 3 days. So F it. I know it's too late to just say F, but F it.
I mean, it's kind of funny that you bring that up because I actually was thinking about this earlier today because I talked to some folks who are down there, friends of the show, Magic Mike. Mikey Hers is down there from Not Another Arsenal podcast. Sophie from Highbury Sky. There's a lot of folks down there, and we were chatting on WhatsApp. I'm just like, just keep rubbing it in.
Make me feel so. This is torture,
dude. How do you think I feel? Because I was in the car on the way there, and then all of a sudden I felt like a bead of sweat run down my face, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Okay, all right. Obviously, I have to be like the guy giving dad advice right now. Guys, jealousy slays itself with its own knives. It's a wasteful emotion. F it. Let those people go have their fun and get drunk and see a game that's overpriced that they're going to forget about 3 days after the game's over.
Glenn, you're making it so much worse.
MLS All Stars? The MLS All Stars, if they were lucky and had the right manager, might be a mid-table team in the Premier League. So, no, I'm not excited about that crap either.
Well,
he's really angry today.
Yeah, he's been angry for the past few weeks. But I honestly, so I think, because me and Tanner talked about this, and I think we both could agree, I was going to DC and not even going to the game. I already made plans. I mean, obviously, I wanted to humor myself and check the price of tickets, but I had no real intention of going. I wanted to just hang out with the DC Gooners and see where they watch the games. And I knew there was going to be just like a week-long party, and I wanted to experience that and meet people. I was more, I could care less about the game and more or less just like a really big block party for Arsenal fans only. Yeah. So I think I was more excited about that. And last season I went to Baltimore when we played Everton in the preseason, and that was a lot of fun. And I don't even think I really experienced the pinnacle of that either, because I was with 2 of my friends who are big Everton fans, and I didn't want to drag them around to Arsenal stuff. And we also went the day of the game. So, I think it's just the atmosphere of everything surrounding the game. And I agree with you, Glenn. I really don't care about the actual game. Or I think we'll get into it. I kind of do care about the game. Again, we'll get into that for why.
I don't even know if it's on TV here in the States outside of Apple TV, but I'll be damned if I'm going to pay any money for some MLS, subscription. No way.
Probably shouldn't tell him what I did last night, Ryan, huh?
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Guy, it just makes me crazy. You guys shouldn't even be thinking about this. I can understand you wanting to go down there and get drunk, Ryan. That's the whole thing to you.
No, not even get drunk. I mean, yeah, the beers would be nice, but I would like to try some DC beers. But it's about the people that are down there.
It's the camaraderie. The camaraderie of it.
I mean, well, that too, but
can I bring something else up and then
if you ever see this show, because I know you're probably slinging a few back with everybody, with Sophie and Mike and Detroit Gooner, and I can't even. I'm gonna start crying. You better come back to the East Coast. That's all I gotta say. I do plan on coming to the West Coast. Should Arsenal ever be there, or I'll just probably go to the West Coast just to go to the West Coast because I do have family over there. You better be back, because I'm heartbroken. I couldn't meet Mikey Harris.
People outside the States, there's a thing that the local TV channel that broadcasts games from the Premier League does. And what they do, you might have seen this, but a lot of you might not have, is they make fools of Premier League fans every time they go visit a city. It's not about the games. It's about playing games. It's about dunk tanks. It's about seesaws. It's about anything except the damn game, and people mugging for the cameras. And that's what this Arsenal summer tour is going to be: people mugging for the big YouTube channel cameras. No, thank you. If I want to get drunk, I'll have I have plenty of liquor here at home, and I'll watch the Arsenal game on highlights on YouTube when it's over.
Yeah, but Glenn, tell me this. Say next summer Arsenal in their summer. I mean, they'll never come here, but let's just say Arsenal come to Pittsburgh. You're not going to come down. You're not going to come down here for that.
To be with you, because I know Ryan would do that too. To be with you guys when I missed out on the Champions League final, yeah, I would come.
See,
I'll be honest.
And the point of it is not. Yes, there is a massive amount of mugging for the camera. You're not wrong there. But our folks, the folks that are with us in the chat, Dublin Gooder, Debsec, Ryan, the Mr. Arsenal, Ryan, if these guys were around, Mikey Hers, Magic Mike of the Gooners pod, the guys that we watch and we talk to on a semi-regular basis, and put all of these people in one place, and the idea of being able to go and have that camaraderie with those folks, meet them in person and have a beer and talk about, and let's face it, the thing that's bringing it all together is our football club, right? And that's
I get it. Dude, I get it.
Yeah.
I know I'm the exception to the rule, and I'm going to say one more horrible thing, and then I'm going to shut up about it.
One more horrible thing. New segment here on Loose Cannon. One more horrible thing.
I love that. I'll write it out for you if you want to do that. Seriously, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but some woman in her 20s went to her first Arsenal game, and she's crying like a baby.
Oh,
and I just want, shut up. Anyway, there you go. And yeah, the heat's getting to me, whoever that wise ass was before. It's humid as F here.
It really is. It's bad here too. Anyway, so we got Glenn's take on the look, I'm not a preseason guy, but there's a point to it. I mean, every sport has a preseason. They have, training camp or whatever you want to call it. Everybody does it. It's getting back into shape. It's, bringing the new guys that you just signed, bringing them in and bringing them along, getting them up to speed. Glenn doesn't want to watch the game tonight. Ryan, I assume you are. What are your thoughts on, just the game overall?
So it's funny. I actually have a big volleyball game today. So I don't know if I'll see the beginning of it, but
why don't you just tape it? Am I showing my age saying tape it? You know what I mean.
I don't think you could tape it, but
don't you have your VHS?
But it's on Apple TV. I don't know if you could just tape it. I don't know how that works.
Whatever.
Whatever.
No, streaming,
Apple
you can't do that.
TV.
You gotta start it from the beginning.
Tanner, you know more than me. I don't know if I could replay it after the fact. I assume you
I would think you could replay it. Even if you get home after it starts, you should be able to just, when you click on
rewind it.
It might just give you the option to start from the beginning.
Yeah. So I'll probably do that, depending on when I get home. Because the 5 league I'm in, it doesn't require, but for me, it requires a lot of drinking. So I drink my face. I drink my face off. A picture of PBR is $8. So yeah, it's pretty fun, and I don't hate PBR. I think it's pretty delicious for all the domestics concerned.
Beer flavored beer, man. Beer.
But yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, again, I don't want to rehash this. It's cool that they're close to us and they're here in America. I watched the skills competition last night, and I actually had a lot of fun. And were the Arsenal players that were in the competition the players I wanted to see? Yeah, not all of them. No, it was nice to see Havertz. It was nice to see Timber. I don't need a reminder that Runderson's still on our team.
Jesus.
I tweeted this, and I it's the first thing I thought of. The only time Runderson was in the skills competition was during it was called cross and volley. It was when the players were gonna just volley. It was essentially like a penalty kick, but they were getting like a pass. They were getting a cross, and they had to volley it in, and different techniques at different points. It was kind of lame, but of course, Runderson, the guy who was against Runderson, broke the record for MLS All Stars in history. So, only Runderson could tank his value.
And something that doesn't matter.
Isn't
Runderson? And the funny part is I'm hoping so there's news coming out. I think it was yesterday or in the middle of the night. So I'm hoping the news broke after the skills competition, because hopefully they saw it and they still wanted him. But a team in Denmark, Brøndby IF, are interested in taking Runderson. So hopefully they saw that and they're like, you know what, I think we still want him. But yeah,
didn't we play them in the Europa League last year?
I don't think so.
First of all, Runderson would be a friggin' all-star in the MLS. That's where he should go.
I don't know about that.
No. Anybody with half-decent skills would be an all-star in the MLS.
Glenn, I have half-decent skills. I'm not going to be an all-star there.
No,
now you made me forget what
I think you're downplaying the MLS and you're upplaying Runderson.
All right. Answer this question for me, gentlemen, both of you. Okay, the MLS All Stars with the right manager, where would they finish in the Premier League?
I mean, the right manager. I mean,
would they be a relegation team? A possible relegation team?
No, I think they'd probably be. You said it earlier, and I'd probably tend to agree with you. I think they'd probably be like 11-16.
Wow! I agree with you.
They may hover in that relegation area. They'd probably be right on the cusp of it. But I think they'd be better than that.
And the thing with Apple TV having the game tonight, it's just it makes me crazy. I'm using my Sherlock Holmes, what you guys didn't say out loud. I'm guessing, BG, that you got the subscription just for the game, and then you're going to cancel it tomorrow.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not going to cancel. I mean, I have it for the entire season. It was $29 for the entire season.
Plus,
and I can watch Messi with Inter Miami at the end of the day. No, I'm not a big MLS fan, but I do watch a few.
Gee, I had no idea.
I do like to watch a few New York Red Bull games during the season. And this is the first year I'm going to go without seeing a Red Bull game ever, because Apple TV and the MLS thought it was a good idea to just put everything on that freaking channel. So that's part of my anger too. So that's just full disclosure.
You sound like me with the ESPN deal with the NHL. I mean, just all the games that ESPN has, they have the rights to every game, and they put them all on ESPN Plus. They put them on a paywall.
Damn.
Yeah. Without going down the road of I mean, I hate to say it, that's just the way that things are going to go. I mean, the Premier League, for all intents and purposes, is behind a paywall. Champions League will be behind a paywall, especially the group stages will be behind a paywall.
Yeah, I used to complain about, sometimes getting to see a game here, and then I heard what they have to go through in the UK sometimes to see a game, And
oh my God, consider that. I mean, we've talked about it before. At least I've talked about it before. The idea, maybe not necessarily with you guys because you guys get it, but I've been on other shows with folks from England or the UK that it's like you've got to jump through hoops to be able to watch. It's crazy to think that we can watch every single game in this country, of every single Premier League game we can watch. Mm-hmm. And we can watch it live.
Yep.
We can watch it live, and it's $5.99.
Yeah, it's incredibly cheap.
A month. It's crazy.
And not only that, I mean, you can watch. You said you can watch replays of the game, right? You can fast forward and rewind those replays.
Yeah, I mean, NBC, Universal, Peacock, whatever, have the rights to it. So yeah, as soon as they put the replay up, you can watch the replay. So
I know that Ryan does some kind of cheat to watch Arsenal, but whatever, right? Or am I mistaken? I thought you said you had that.
Depends on the game.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah.
Did you point to yourself, Tanner?
I might have, yeah. I think.
Yeah,
so.
no,
I didn't mean to.
That's That's good because Tanner's part of my cheat code. So
I'm talking a couple of years ago when I didn't have Peacock. I remember I would always look on Twitter to see here's where you can watch the game for free streaming, and it never friggin' worked. And I'm like, I'd rather pay $6 a month. The hell with this.
I mean, $6 a month. Yeah, I mean, well, Demsek paid Arsenal, so he bought the. You can do it through the club and have access to all the games. I actually think, I don't know this. I have to think that at least, I mean, tonight, obviously on Apple TV Plus, I got to think somebody's going to carry the United game Saturday and Barcelona's Wednesday out in LA, Tuesday or Wednesday out in LA.
We have a chance, because it's still like the fourth sport in the country. Although I think the MLS, I want to say something nice about them, leads in packing the stadium, the most volume per stadium.
Well, I guess capacity percentage.
That was it. Thank you, BG.
The other thing, kind of back to when we were talking about, just the, traveling to see them, everything. One of the other things is, I mean, look, I don't know if you guys agree with this or not. Ryan, you're not a baseball guy. Megan would probably agree more with this, but people here do the baseball stadium tours. They want to see every major league ballpark. I think it would have been cool to be down there to go to the game tonight, just to go to out. I've heard a lot of good things about Audi Field.
Oh, really?
The stadium. I've heard a lot of good things. It's a really cool stadium. It looked, I mean, I watched, I'll tell you what, real quick. and somebody remind me what I was saying about the stadium if I get sidetracked. But that goalie wars thing last night was by far my favorite event, and no Arsenal player partook in it. So Glenn, they did this thing called goalie wars. What Ryan? What were they? 80 feet apart or 80 yards apart?
The actual distance, I'm not sure.
Couldn't have been 80 yards. That's almost a football field. 80
I'm not
feet.
saying yards. I don't know. I literally have no clue.
I think 80 feet apart, Glenn. They put two full-size nets, 80 feet apart, and it was goalie versus goalie. And you had to score and stop the other guy from scoring, but it was like back and forth. So like you get an opportunity, then you've got to stop the opportunity, then you get it, and you can kick, you can drop kick, you can throw, you can do everything that a goalie does to distribute the ball. You can throw, you can kick from like a free kick, a goal kick, or you can drop kick try to score. It was, I'll tell you what, man, that's something that was kind of like. I fuck yeah, dude. I'd absolutely I'd watch that.
All right, I want to say something, okay? Because I all I've been doing is shitting on the MLS and this thing that you guys are so excited about. And it occurred to me as you were speaking, BG, I'm an old fart. I'm not their target audience. You guys are. You guys are.
I don't think we are either. I don't think it's not me.
It's like
Ryan's probably on the cusp of it, but you and I are definitely not their target audience. Quick
story. I was really small, and my dad took me to. Back in the day, it wasn't MLS; it was called the North American Soccer League. And the way that they broke their ties when I was a little kid was after regulation, it was 1-on-1 versus the goalie, but you fucking started at midfield dribbling.
Yep.
And I hated that then. I hated that then, so I'm not gonna like what you guys are talking about. But I am not the target audience, maybe not you either, BG. But guys,
I don't look. The only All-Star
I actually liked it, and they did that for the MLS too. The early stage of the MLS, they did that for.
Oh, did they? I didn't even know that.
I'll say this: the only All-Star game that I give a shit about. The only All-Star game that I care about is Major League Baseball, because that's just, you can't fake that. You just can't fake it. It's pitchers aren't up there lobbing you an 87 mile an hour fastball. They're just not. They're throwing gas. I remember when the All-Star game was here in Pittsburgh. I'll say it was Brad Penny, started for the National League. He threw 3 innings, and all he threw was pure gas. He didn't throw a breaking ball or a changeup. It was nothing but the old number one. It was, and the Major League Baseball All-Star game, you just don't fake that. NHL, NFL, they don't hit. There's no hitting.
Oh yeah, the NFL's the worst.
It's awful. I mean, the NBA All-Star game, they don't play defense as it is, and I don't give a shit about the NBA. They don't play defense in a game that actually means something. They certainly don't do it in the All-Star game. But last night, the skills competition thing last night was all right. It wasn't, that goalie wars thing was kind of neat. I liked that.
I wish they did that with Arsenal and the NHL.
Yeah,
MLS.
I don't know why.
I was like, oh, why? I was like, what are they gonna do?
It was weird that they didn't include the Arsenal keepers in that.
Interviewed Ramsey, and it's like, oh man, yeah, I'll have to have a proper go at that next season, like kidding around, but. I think he would have genuinely enjoyed it, and I think that would have been a lot of fun. And Ramsey has a lot of personality, so I really do think that they missed out.
It was all right. It wasn't the best. The cross and volley thing, basically it was, they did the same thing. They just put a different spin on it. The cross where you had the canisters, the point labeled canisters.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It was a pass, you want to call it a cross, whatever, but it was still a pass. And it wasn't bad. Anyway, back to my point about Audi Field. I heard a lot of good things about it. It would have been neat to be there, to at least go to the stadium, see the stadium. That would have been kind of neat. But anyway, let's move on here to actual Arsenal goings on. A lot has transpired since we last convened. Urian Timber was first Friday. Ryan, I'll go to you first. We've talked a lot about Timber. We've talked a lot about Declan Rice. I was pretty bummed, to be honest with you, that they announced it when they did, because I'm like,
Why? It took them forever.
Well, not that, but I was just bummed because I wanted to be able to go live right away after it was done. And I woke up Saturday morning and I'm like, you guys announced this at like 11 a.m. UK time or something. I don't even know. It was early. No chance in hell I was going to be up that early.
Rice was 1 p.m. UK time. I don't know about Timber, but.
So that's what? So that's 8 a.m. I'm not fucking getting up at 8 a.m.
Your
the restaurant business.
Your voice.
I know, right? Yeah. Still waiting for my balls to drop. Come on, guys. What are we doing? Gary,
I'm patiently waiting for you guys to stop glowing about this skills competition because I'm dying to talk about the transfer window.
Okay, go.
I was going to talk about the skills.
Let me go first since I'm real quick.
Ryan doesn't even want to be here. He's just mad.
What? No, I do want to be here. That felt good to yell at the MLS and tell everybody going to the American tour to F off. I enjoyed that. I'm really happy with this window. I think if we just, got rid of some dead weight, we don't even have to get anybody else. Tierney's not leaving. Partey's not leaving. We're fine. We're deep now. I'd like El Neni to stay, but I can see why he has to go. What's his name? Holding still here. Anyway, I'm really happy. Oh, what did they say?
Let me
I didn't read it.
Let me ask you guys a question. And I think I saw this on it was Dan Potts and Tom Canton. I talked about this last night. Somebody put the question in their chat. I'm going to take it because I thought it's an interesting question. Ryan, where is out of 10? Where's the window for you right now? And what would make it a 10 out of 10 for you?
That's easy.
No, yeah, Glenn. If you want Glenn go first, it's so easy.
Sure, yeah, Glenn. If you
9 out of 10, you get rid of Holding and El Neni and maybe a couple.
Watch your fucking mouth.
Whoa! We don't talk that way on this show.
Oh, that's right. You guys like El Neni. All right, I'll amend that. 9 for the window. If we get rid of some of the contracts that are just wasting money, whoever that might be, then I give it a 10.
Oh, okay. So just outgoing players. That's it. You don't need anybody else to come in.
No, not with Tierney and Partey staying. Nope.
Interesting. Ryan, you want me to go? You want to think about it?
If you want to go. I mean,
right now, I think 9 out of 10 is a little high.
Very high.
Man, oh man, 10.
Declan Rice.
10 is. I mean, again, let's say that 10 is perfect, and I don't ever hand out 10s.
10 is we're winning the league and
no, he didn't ask that question, Ryan. Come on, stop adding shit to it.
But to put it in perspective, for me to give something a 10 out of 10, we need to see some players moved on. Cedric, Pepe, Lokonga, Tavares, Runnerson.
What about that midfielder you love?
Charlie Patino. If he wants to go, and I think we could get a decent fee for a kid his age. Charlie Patino, to make the window a 10 out of 10, I would say right now it's an 8. Declan Rice is a big, big signing. It cannot be understated what he is going to mean to this club. But it's an 8 out of 8 right now, or it's an 8 out of 10 right now. Get those guys out of here and free up some things on the wage bill. Keep Thomas Partey, keep Kieran Tierney. Those are 2 big moves, as Glenn said. But I would like to see. I've been doing some research on Romeo Lavia. I'd like to see him come in. There was a rumor yesterday about Mohamed Kudus from Ajax. That would be an impressive signing, in my opinion. If we could get, I don't know how you say his last name, Kudus. I don't know if it's Kudus. I don't know. But anyway,
can I throw in one? Can I throw in one question to you, BG? Since what'd you say, 7 out of 10?
8 out of 10, right? 8
out of 10. If we sold Balogun for $50 million, which I would do in a friggin' second.
I would. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right. That was my question.
Yeah, I mean, if we got that fee for Balogun, that would be pretty good. I'd probably have to have a few more incomings. So I would say Romeo Lavia would be one. I would really like to see. Kudus is a tremendous player. He would come in and really. I hate to say competition for Bukayo Saka on the right wing.
Relief.
It would. I thought about this earlier today when the Partey news broke that he is joined up with the squad over here now. We're going to need to rotate, and when you do, you look at a player like a Declan Rice and you say Declan Rice is a 9 out of 10 player. We need to give him a break. We need to sit him for a game, give him a day off. I don't want the player that replaces him to be overall a 6 out of 10. I want it to be a 7.5 to an 8 out of 10 or an 8.5 out of 10. There's going to be a little bit of a drop off, but I don't want there to be that great of a drop off basically in the second choice, number 6. Thomas Partey is a 7.5, 8 on his day, probably close to a 9 out of 10. That's what I want to see in rotation. Mohamed Kudus would be that for Bukayo Saka. When we give Bukayo Saka a day off, Kudus can play the right wing. He can play across the front three. He predominantly, I believe, plays on the right wing for Ajax, or even, quite frankly, in the midfield. I think the way they line up. But there you're taking a player who's a 9.5. Bukayo Saka, 9.5 out of 10 on his day. And if you give him the day off and Kudus comes in, you're talking 8.5 out of 10. That's what I want to see. I want to see players like that in this squad. So to get it to a 10 out of 10, the outgoings, a couple of big fees in there, Demsek, Pepe, Cedric, Tavares, Lukonga, Patino, Balogun. Holding, I mean, I don't want to send out so many guys, and if we end up having a rash of injuries at one position, let's pump the brakes there a little bit. I'm not going to say the last name because, again, Demsek, we don't talk like that on this show. We don't say those kinds of things around.
Getting $50 million for Balogun would,
but getting $50 million for Balogun would be that's big.
Would keep a couple of the plays you like.
When you look at this, when you look at the market, the way that the market is right now, Fuller and Balogun is worth at least 50, if not 60 million. Somebody needs to come in. If they're going to buy him, that's what we need to be looking to do.
I keep seeing stories that, people would pay $50 million for him. Are you guys seeing those stories? I don't know what's valid and what's not.
I mean, I've seen, I've seen different things.
Okay.
But
it's so hard to tell, I know, during transfer window. I know. Yeah. Ryan, you didn't tell us your answer yet because me and BG were BSing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
It's my fault.
No, it's fine.
My fault.
It always is. No, so Glenn, you're not gonna like this. I don't want to get too angry. So, and back to what I was saying. To me, a 10 out of 10 transfer window is like, okay, we have the pieces to win the league and win Champions League. Don't have that yet. I still think City are a better team than us. Now, so it's tough to give a rating because obviously the window's not done yet, and a big part of the window's not done yet, aka the outgoings. And you have to figure too, we finished second last season, so you really need a really good transfer window to kind of put us in my opinion, in the 9 to 10 range. It needs to be great because you want to make a significant improvement. Mm-hmm. Did we make an improvement? Yes, we did. Is it significant enough? I don't think so. I'm actually going to give our transfer window a 7, because again, we're not done yet. We have a lot of outgoings left. It'd be nice to get money. Again, key word here, would be nice. It would be nice to get money for players like Pepe, for Cedric, even Lukonga to get I know we'll get a fee for Patino, but I don't know how much it'll be. Same with holding, to make a profit of holding. That's could be potentially possible. I don't know. But but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how much money we're going to be selling these players for.
Has Pepe? The Arsenal wanted him to come back, and he stayed in France anyway. I think because he's hurt. I don't think we're going to get anything for him. I think they're just going to release him.
Well, there was talks that he was going to Saudi Arabia, and the deal broke down today. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But yeah, I think it's just it's Declan Rice is nice, and I do think he's going to be the best midfielder in the world at some point, or one of the best midfielders in the world under Arteta. But he's just a piece. He's a big piece, but it's a piece. Timber I think is going to be a fantastic signing. Again, just a piece. We're going to be better, but a 9 out of 10, a 10 out of 10 better. I don't know. I don't know if we'll make that big of a jump. But again, transfer window still going on. So yeah, I give it a 7. I'm sure it'll definitely be higher than that once the window is shut and all said and done.
Sorry, I'm looking up the Botello, João de something Botello from Gremio.
Oh yeah, we were linked to them a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
Ryan was talking about this earlier. You were saying that you're not really on Twitter right now. It's kind of annoying, right, or something like that. You were saying in the beginning, because transfer window just makes me stay away from Twitter and YouTube.
Well, I'm only away from Twitter because of everything that's going on on the East Coast with the All-Star game. And
that's what you were saying. Yes, I'm sorry.
But no, yeah, I mean, I'm on Reddit constantly, and it's constantly updated with Twitter posts and all that, and a lot of interesting stuff. A lot of stuff I like, a lot of stuff I don't like. When Arteta was talking about his 3 midfielders, because he loves his 3 midfielders. A lot of, his favorite. He doesn't know where to put them all in Rice, Havertz, and Jorginho, but he didn't mention El Neni. I was a little upset. He's got 4 midfielders, and El Neni's not going anywhere. We gave him an extension as a sign of good faith to kind of rehab his injury and to get his coaching badges. I think he can play a part. I mean, I think he's more along the lines of what Tanner was saying, where he might come on and be that 6 or 7 out of 10, which I know we want kind of more like an 8 out of 10 replacement. But I don't think he's gonna start, because of resting issue. I think he'll just come on as, the closer, and that's fine.
Yeah. I'll say something about El Neni positive, because I know you guys like him and you were hurt by my comments earlier. For me, he's a very, very, very nice defensive replacement. Up by 1 or 2 goals, bring him in, the 60, 70-minute mark.
He's due for a screamer once a year. So
that too.
He's going to have a crazy goal.
Too.
Yeah, but you know what he's going to do it, Ryan? It'll be next week out in L.A. against Barcelona, because that's what it seems to happen.
Bite your tongue.
No, I'm dead serious. That's what he seems to do it.
It's fine. It's fine, but hopefully, I do hold out. Hopefully, he gets his coaching badges and becomes maybe he takes. I don't think he'll go that far up the pecking order, but hopefully, he takes Steve Ram's spot on as an assistant coach. So that'd be really cool to see El Neni on the staff. But wishful thinking, I guess.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, with El Neni, the thing with El Neni is he's a guy that just has that attitude. You want him around some of the younger players for them to see his attitude, toward the club, his feelings about Arsenal. You want people to see that it can be infectious. And that's why you want a guy like Mohamed El Neni around. El Neni's a 6 out of 10.
Yeah,
like, I'm not gonna blow up his skirt just because I like the guy. He's a 6 out of 10. He's a guy that
I'll go say 6.5, 7.
On a real good day, sure.
I know. I don't even think on a real good day. If you put him on the field, does he have a passing grade or a failing grade? He has a passing grade. Barely passing. Yeah. He passes. Passing is 6.5.
He's good defensively. He's good defensively.
You know what he is? He's smart. He doesn't try to do anything that is outside of his, pay grade, comfort zone.
Too. Yeah, that works too.
He's a guy that more often than not is going to just simply make the smart play with the ball. He's going to make the safe play with the ball. He's a guy
consistently.
He's a guy that, like, as we've said so glowingly, that's probably not the right word, but Ryan and I have dubbed him the closer. When we're up by 3 goals with 70 minutes, on the 70-minute mark, you bring in Mohamed El Neni. Why? Because he's a guy that's going to get the ball from a center back. He's going to turn. He's going to make a move to get the ball up the field, and he's going to make a safe forward play or a safe, it might be side to side, but he's going to make a safe play that is going to keep possession and not put anybody into a lot of trouble. You bring him on in in a tie game, a game where we've kind of lost control, but we're hanging on to a lead. That's not his. That's not.
I wouldn't bring him into a tie game. That's the first time I disagree with you.
No, I wouldn't bring him into a tie game. I'm not saying I would. I'm saying if you do, you're probably going to be asking a little bit much out of him. But I think
I'd bring him on to a tie game if we need a point. If we just need a like if it's a point to win the group or if it's a point to win on aggregate in the knockout stage, bring him on. I trust him. I trust him to keep the status quo. I'm not bringing him on if we need something or we need to do something crazy.
Talking to you guys, I see a path for El Neni to stay because there's quite a few names ahead
of
him.
He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere.
He literally signed a year extension.
Yeah.
He's here for the year, and it's with them.
And that's going to be
okay. I don't know if he's even going to leave. I think he's going to stay, see out the contract for a year. I think he either joins the coaching staff or he does something with coaching, I think. Or not. Or maybe he does leave, but I think he retires. And I don't think
if he's staying, why are you guys arguing about him? Let's
I said he's gonna leave.
I know I did, but you guys corrected me. Unlike you, Ryan, I will listen to criticism.
I'm always correcting you. I'm cleaning up your messes, always. Anyways, next.
He's
next?
Old. He's old. He makes messes. Exactly. To answer Dempsey's question, if I knew of El Neni at the age of 24, what I know of him right now, yes, I would sign him. I would.
No, you can. I can't predict.
No, I expected more when he signed him.
If he were 20, if I knew what I know of him right now, if I knew that and he were 24, I would sign him.
So if
knowing this is what I was going to get with him, I'd sign him. And again, it goes more to. If I didn't know anything about him, if all I knew were he was a 6.5, 7 out of 10, and he's 24, that's all I knew of him, no, I wouldn't sign him. But there are intangibles with him, with this club that I want him here. He's just that. He's one of those players that he doesn't complain. He knows his role, and he knows that he's not going to ever be the first choice, number 6 in this side. He's okay with that. But he's not going to go anywhere in the Premier League and be anybody's number one choice. That's just.
I'm struggling, and maybe you guys can correct me. He's probably getting paid the least out of everybody in the squad.
Oh, I guarantee he's not making.
So people talk about a locker room guy. You don't want to pay for a locker room guy like with Xhaka. I don't want to pay for that guy. But I think El Neni brings that somewhat leadership. He's
worn the armband. He has worn the armband for this club before.
He leaves a very fun and good-natured. He's very humorous. You kind of need that, when you're making a really big push for a title and Champions League and the Premier League. He's literally getting probably paid peanuts. According to Premier League players,
relatively,
he's definitely getting paid the least out of any player in the squad. And to Delvin Gunner's comment, if he makes an appearance, he's going to be wrong. I don't disagree. I do see, if we play one of the weaker teams in the Champions League group stages and we're up, he might come on. If we're in the FA Cup, he might come on. I don't think that's crazy. I wouldn't be shocked if, when we're playing a League 2 team in the FA Cup, we might sit both Rice and Partey, and Arteta doesn't really do that, but it could happen. And then, Jorginho starts and El Neni's the backup. And I don't think that's necessarily a fair assessment, but I agree.
Let me give you a different perspective on this comment for you and for Dublin Gooner. If he makes an appearance this season, could the opposite of that not be true? Something has gone incredibly right where we bring him on at 70 minutes because we're up 4-0.
I would say no, only because we already have, technically he's 4th. For the number 6 role, he's 4th in the depth chart. For us to have 4-0 at that point, you would just you would bring Jorginho on, I guess, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it depends. Depends what we do.
Consider. Well, what'd you just say? Consider Partey started. Jorginho's in there as well. And then he's on the bench. You give Declan Rice the day off, like completely, and you don't even hand him a jersey. Why not? That's when I think he comes on. I will say, to Dublin's point, if Mohamed El-Neni starts a game, then I think something has gone horribly wrong.
Yeah.
I will say that.
And I will even say, if we are playing, to Dublin's point, if we are playing Southend in the FA Cup, or if we're playing one of the qualifying teams from the Champions League, and he's starting, I think something's, I don't want to say horribly wrong or badly wrong, but something's definitely wrong. Because there's 3 people ahead of him, and even if we're playing Southend, Jorginho will probably start the game, or even a kid that maybe we want to give a chance to. But we don't really. I don't think we have any kids.
If we're playing the Sisters of the Poor, and he starts, okay, but Ipswich Town.
I was maybe I'm back to being depressed. I love Elneny. Can't be talking like this.
He's not going anywhere, guys. Relax. Jeez.
No, I know he's not going anywhere. I'm not. And again, it's more. It's not. Please understand that it's not his ability. It's not how well he plays for me. It's the intangibles that he brings in the dressing room. I don't know if you guys saw the video that the club put on Instagram when they were on the flight over here, but El-Neni had a camera, and just the dude's he's smiling all the time. It's just that's a good thing. To see a guy that he's always smiling, he knows his role here at this club, and it's not, because I said a couple of weeks ago about Flo Balogun and Eddie, that Eddie's kind of, accepted playing second fiddle. Flo doesn't want to accept that, but Mo El-Neni knows he's not going to challenge for that number 1 spot, right? He's content with his role. He's a good soldier. He's happy to step in when called upon and do a job. And he knows what his job is, and he does that job well. And that's it for me. With
I gotta say this. I like El-Neni staying as long as there's 3 or 4 guys ahead of him on the depth chart. So I got no problem with that.
I'm just upset Arteta didn't mention him, because if he is technically he's on your roster. Like, God, whatever.
Right. I like the original question of if you knew now what you about El-Neni when we signed him. No, because I remember when Wenger signed him, I was very excited. Did a lot of research. Got him on my FIFA team. He's not what we thought he would be, so no, I wouldn't have signed him.
And it's funny, Tanner. You're not gonna like that. You're gonna be surprised about this. I wouldn't sign him either. I think where we're going and where we are right now.
No, I see that. I see that point.
He's not.
I see that point.
He's not.
I see that point. Yeah.
I just saw a picture. I guess they're doing interviews for the All Star game right now, and Kieran Gibbs, who is in the MLS right now, I think he plays. No, he didn't play for Miami. I forget who Kieran Gibbs plays for. He did play for Miami. He's wearing an Arsenal training jacket while he's being interviewed at the All Star game. So
wow,
funny. Yeah.
One realistic player, kind of back to transfer stuff here. One player realistically that you would still sign.
Oh, good question.
Lavia, and I would probably. I still kind of would sell Partey, but I would sell Partey. I would get Lavia.
I like Lavia too, but if we sell Nketiah or Balogun, I'd rather have a striker. So can I give you that 2-part kind of cheesy answer?
Yeah, that's fine.
You know what? Yeah, I'd rather have a striker.
Because I think we need. Because I think if we sell one of those, if we sell Eddie or Flo, I think we need one.
I would get Lavia in January. I would sell Partey in January.
Yeah, that's not a bad call.
Yeah.
Go after Romero.
Oh, he is on Inter Miami. Interesting.
I didn't think he moved. I thought he was, but you would know better than I do.
Oh, can I just say
they terminated his contract.
Save it.
He joined the club's broadcasting team. Okay, so he didn't play.
Wow. Go ahead, Glenn.
I just wanted to say one other thing, because I really would like to explain why I'm so down on the MLS. After Messi agreed to go to Miami, I looked at the Red Bull schedule and saw that they still have to visit, in New York, New Jersey, technically. And so the regular, really good Red Bull ticket price is $100, $150. MLS did this, not scalpers. For that game that Messi might play in, For the best seats, we're talking $1,000.
Yep.
That annoys the hell out of me.
Yep.
I'm sorry, that really annoys the hell out of me.
Yep, and they know that there are people out there that'll pay it. That's
Yes.
therein lies the problem.
Yep, that's the problem the UK has
know
with
what?
getting to watch games.
I don't blame the MLS for doing it. In fact, good for them, because that's more money. Why wouldn't you? If I can sell you something for a price that I know you will pay, why would I not do that?
Right, but that doesn't make it right.
If I knew that you would pay me $100 for this samurai sword, and Brian would only give me 20, why would I sell it to him for 20 if I know you're going to give it to me for 100? Or I know I can sell it to you for 100.
I get it, but that doesn't make it right in my
opinion.
It
doesn't. But I don't blame the MLS. I blame the people that are willing to spend that money. As stupid as that sounds, I blame them.
And I took us apart. You were saying if we had one more sign, I agree with whoever said Lavia. I researched him when his name started popping up. I really like him. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, that was it. And then I said the striker thing already. That's why I stopped.
I'll tell you what, man. If I had my druthers, if I could bring in one more player, it would be that Kudus kid from Ajax. I'd bring him in. That he would be just phenomenal cover for Bukayo Saka on the right wing. Just it would be that signing alone, I think, with the outgoings would give me the 10 out of 10 window that I had mentioned before.
Yeah, I got a lot of respect for you and Ryan with the younger guys. We disagree on Balogun and how good he's going to be, but yeah, that makes me want him too. Now the way you're talking about it.
Brady's Banana. I don't know much about the MLS, but is there much Middle Eastern oil money owners making moves there yet? Not that I'm aware of. But I don't know. I don't pay enough attention to the MLS. In fact, I put out a tweet last night. I basically said, look, maybe I need to start paying attention. Maybe I need to start watching a little bit. So I was like, kind of put it out there, make the case for your team. And I got some pretty good answers. I'm leaning right now. I'm leaning toward Sporting Kansas City. They had a tifo in their stadium that I thought was really cool. It was the Night King from Game of Thrones, and it said "Welcome to the Blue Hell." Do you know what a tifo is, Glenn? It's the thing they put up, and it was the Night King from Game of Thrones, and it just said "Welcome to the Blue Hell," and I was like, "That's fucking badass." I might be a Sporting Kansas City fan. I
would absolutely love for football, the S word here in America, to be the number one sport in this country. We would dominate the World Cup every 4 years. If you picture some of these behemoths that play NBA, NFL, and it was my point is the league is not that good to me. The one thing Apple TV gives you for free with MLS is the league highlight show. There's not enough highlights to fill an hour. They only do 30 minutes.
Wow. Well, yeah, I mean, Glenn, think about here's the biggest thing with everything in this country. This is why hockey is considered a niche sport in this country. There's no scoring. Now, people look at the NBA and they're like, look at the score. It's 137 to 120. It's like, yeah, because every time they score a goal or a basket, it's worth multiple points. NFL games, it's 42-27. A touchdown is worth 6 points. You make one kick, it's an extra point. And if you don't do that and you kick a field goal, it's 3. Like, shut up, it's 1 point. But this country is obsessed. I just scared Kenzie, my dog. This country is obsessed with scores and scoring. And that's why the NBA, I'll be honest with you, that's why the NBA, I think, is so popular these days, is because it's just, in 20 seconds, they scored. Look at that. They scored. And they scored as many points as possible on that trip, which was 3. That's what the NBA is. It's nothing but 3-pointers in 17 seconds. People watching are like, can you guys hurry this up? I have to look at my phone in 17 seconds. Somebody scored. Yes, you got a 3. Okay, now I can look at my phone. Like, that's what we, at least here, that's what we are.
If the MLS doesn't overspend, like their predecessors that tried to bring, the sport here to America, if they don't overspend, I think your kids' kids could see football / I hate saying the S word. You know what I'm talking about. Rise in the ranks of most popular in the United States. But it's going to take a while.
I could absolutely see it becoming more popular than the NHL, than hockey. It'll never eclipse the NFL in this country, ever. That will never happen. I doubt very seriously that it surpasses the NBA. Probably not baseball either, but I think it could become the fourth most popular league in North America. I think it could surpass the NHL. But there's too many in this country. There are too many options for kids.
That's why I said your kids, because us generations have to die out. They're like, no, baseball, NFL. That I'm telling you, that's the way it's going in this country, and that's a good thing.
You hit the nail on the head, my friend. It is all about money. This country is all about money. I mean, look. The Premier League, NBC. I'll tell you what, man, they do a good job of broadcasting the games.
Premier League is the only. Premier League is the. I'm sorry to interrupt. Premier League is the only league I watch live. I cannot watch any sporting event unless it's on DVR where I can fast forward all the ads.
I can.
Well, that's because you have to be on Twitter, and the game will be spoiled for you. I don't need to look at Twitter. I'll watch the game at my leisure, thank you. Oh, midnight, smoking a J? Yeah, let's watch that.
7 a.m., smoking a J. 12 noon, smoking a J.
Yeah, I hate that you know me.
4:17 p.m., smoking a J.
It's 4:20 somewhere.
Glenn, let's just say in perpetuity you're smoking a J.
All right, I'm sorry I brought it up. Go on.
I don't know. I mean, anything else on your guys' minds? We're at an hour here. We can probably kind of wrap it up.
I mean, I just wanted to quickly say because I agree with you. It's funny how soccer's not gonna. I don't even think it'll eclipse hockey. It could, but yet Messi coming to the MLS, Messi coming to Inter Miami.
That's gonna be big.
Inter Miami has more followers on Instagram than any team in the NHL, any team I think in the NFL, and any team in the NBA or is the MLB. I'm not sure. And they just eclipsed more Instagram followers than Inter Milan. So Who
did?
Inter Miami.
Inter Miami.
Okay.
The team that Messi's on. So I think it's interesting. So like the interest is there, the intrigue is there. But to actually sit down and watch 90 minutes,
do you guys remember when Beckham came? Do you guys remember when Beckham came? It was very exciting. Television, the stadiums are sold out. Same thing's going to happen with Messi, and it's going to make new fans. That's why I say in about 40 years or so, it will be the number one sport in America.
If there's one thing I'll say about sports nowadays, especially with the younger crowd, now it's about players. When we were growing up, it wasn't about we had our favorite players for our favorite teams, whomever they may be.
That was me.
I mean, Patrick Waugh, Mario Lemieux for me. Yes, I was a Patrick Waugh guy, even though he didn't play in Pittsburgh. I was a goalie, he was goalie. But I had my favorite players, but if they left my team, I didn't follow them. And I am noticing, especially. First of all, I've noticed it a lot with footballers. Ronaldo, Messi, Neymar. Now you can throw Mbappe in there. Vinicius Jr. at Real Madrid right now. He has a massive following. He's basically the next Neymar now, being Brazilian. My 11-year-old nephew, is a massive Ronaldo fan. So he just, wherever Ronaldo goes, he can't even watch the games. But he wants to know if his team, he wants to know if Ronaldo won. And that's what it is. It's kids, the younger generation, following a player. So to Ryan's point, with Inter Miami having all these followers now, my question would be this: when he leaves Inter Miami, what happens to those followers? Because I can see how someone can fall in love with a team because of a player, if the player sticks around long enough, and then you say, well, I became a fan of this team because of this player. And now I'm just a fan of that team. But I'd be curious to see what the numbers are when Messi leaves Miami. What happens to their following when he finally decides to, I assume he would retire. at that point. But
that's just one scenario of Messi coming to the States, though. Messi coming to the States, when he leaves, might have opened the door for other players to come. So I wouldn't jump that far ahead. Be excited. I'll be honest. I'm excited about Messi playing here.
I will say this. I mean, it is going to give me I will watch his games.
You paid the money. You have to now.
Well, yeah, right. If I want to get my $39 worth, I will watch. Like, I want to see how he does. I want to see if he really can dominate this league. Because, like Glenn, you brought up David Beckham when David Beckham came. Even when Zlatan came and went to LA, it seems like every day social media evolves and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. When Zlatan came, Twitter and Instagram they existed and they were what they are. They just weren't as big. It wasn't as popular. And now this is where everybody goes to get their news. People are going to follow Inter Miami for one reason. When are you going to tweet about Lionel Messi? That's it. It wasn't like that. Certainly was not like that for Beckham. I mean, that was what?
No.
20 years ago, 25 years ago? No,
Yeah,
it hasn't been that long.
It's a different ball game now.
It's exactly it. It's just a very different ball game now. And it's just going to continue to be that way. It's going to continue to be. I don't know that I'll ever see it in my lifetime, but you might be right, Glenn. If I had kids, my kids' kids.
I'm going to savor that. Did you say you might be right, Glenn?
I did.
And your tongue didn't fall out?
Yeah. Where you kind of stop seeing people following teams and being a fan of a team and becoming a bigger fan of a player, and then just wherever that player goes, that's my team. So I'll be honest, to a degree, with the NFL. I've kind of become that way with the NFL. I kind of gravitate toward players that I like, that I like. I'm still a Patriots fan. I'll still root for the Laundry, but I have a rooting interest in the Detroit Lions this year.
Oh, I love a good underdog story too.
But I lived with their offensive line coach in college for 3 years.
Don't get me started talking about the NFL.
But no, I guess it just that's kind of the thing. So. Anyway, let's do final thoughts. What do you got on a final thought for me?
I'm sorry, did you say me? Can Ryan go first?
Ryan, go first. Glenn's dying.
Hero's dying. No, I just nothing really. Just I hope the game is somewhat entertaining, and I hope the same thing that happened in 2014 doesn't happen tonight. And for people that don't know, Bayern played the MLS All Stars. MLS All Stars were pretty aggressive, slide tackling and stuff, and at the end, Pep Guardiola refused to shake the MLS All-Star coach's hand. I wouldn't have either after watching that game. And it's interesting too, and I don't know much to say. My final thought's going to be a whole other thing, but Arsenal are in preseason. It's very different from the midseason, which is what the MLS players. The MLS players are in midseason, so the game is going to be played from very different angles from both sides. So I just hope the MLS All-Stars don't – I don't think they're that upset losing the skills competition to Arsenal, but I just hope they're not trying to, show the world what they can do. It's preseason for Arsenal, so I hope the MLS All-Stars don't get too crazy.
Yeah, I hope they don't get too crazy either, because I remember a game years ago when the Red Bulls went to play Arsenal, and it was either Wilshere or Aaron Ramsey.
Did we lose Glenn? I think we lost Glenn.
There
he is.
All right, here's my point about MLS versus Arsenal. I don't give a shit. No one's going to remember it 3 days afterwards. The price for the tickets is too high. I can get drunk anywhere. I don't care who the hell is following Arsenal around the States. And I'm really excited about this transfer window. We could stop right now. And I think that City has a slight edge because they're deeper than us. But that we covered some depth, and I stick with my 9 out of 10. And if we sell off some players,
I don't even think they're deeper than us anymore. They're getting rid of a lot of their people.
Interesting.
They really are.
Riyad Mahrez is now going to Saudi Arabia. He's gone.
Bernardo Silva's gone.
Bernardo Silva's got. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's what I get for not going on Twitter and YouTube.
I would say, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that City are down 3 of their best players. I mean, they're going to move guys in that are going to be, it'll take them a minute to get up to that level that Gundogan and Riyad Mahrez and Bernardo Silva were at, but they're going to get there. They're still Manchester City. This is another show for another time, by the way, because it just put
yeah. To finish off, I was going to say I really liked what I heard from Arsenal the other day, where they said we're not done yet as far as the transfer window goes. I am very excited. I don't remember the last time I went into a season with such high expectations and happiness, and both my heart and my head are both working together for once.
Wow. Yeah, that's it for me. Last, final thought for me, just, if you've got access to watch the game, watch the game. It's, it's just a chance to watch some Arsenal footy. Hopefully we don't see the aggression that Ryan had talked about from either side. I don't really want to see Arsenal do that either, to be honest with you. I don't want to see them going and trying to make any tackles that, could create an injury. I don't want to see anybody injured. I don't care who they are. I'm that guy that, Harry Kane could. I don't want to see Harry Kane get injured. I just don't. I'm not that person. I've played sports and I've had catastrophic injuries, and I don't wish it on anybody because it sucks. It's fucking.
If you try to do something stupid like Harry Kane.
Oh, if he hurts himself, it's a different story.
Yeah, he backs up. He backs up instead of going up for an aerial challenge. If he gets hurt that way, fuck him. You shouldn't be doing that.
Now I have to add something because you guys are bringing up Harry Kane. I appreciate
make it quick because we can do it in the next.
I love when people say "make it quick" to me because it's so easy. I appreciate his talent.
Your wife buried you.
I appreciate his talent. I go through this every World Cup, because I root for England because it's no use rooting for the U.S. if they even make the World Cup. I appreciate his talent rooting for England in the cup. And, I wish him nothing but the best and to never get hurt. He's a tremendous talent, one of the best strikers all 3 of us and everyone listening and watching this later will ever see in their lives. I'm sorry to say that because he plays for a team I despise, but it's true. It's true.
You know what? Real recognize real, man.
I don't know what he said.
This is people who want to tell me that Tom Brady isn't the best football player they've ever seen play the game. Like you're out of your mother loving mind.
I'm a Giants fan, and years ago I said he was the GOAT.
Just respect the greatness, and I do real quick.
Make it quick.
Brady's banana. Quick rating of the Islington map jersey. That's a great way for Adidas and Arsenal to explain what they did.
Are you talking about that yellow jersey?
The away kit. What do you give it out of 10?
All right. I'm going to preface this by saying this is just like asking somebody if there's a certain song they like. All right. I fucking love it. I think it's outstanding. I think it's a piece of art.
Wow.
That's how good I think it is. I think it's a piece of art. I'm buying one.
Out of 10. Number out of 10. Give me a rating.
I can't wait to see
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Wow.
I can't wait to see you with this kid.
You think I'll look ridiculous?
Yeah, I do.
Glenn.
But I'll love it.
Yes.
Get it. I'll get it for you when I go over there because I'm going to get it personalized for you and I'll mail it to you.
Oh, okay. Only if you let me pay you back.
Or if you buy it, ship it to me. I'll take it with me. I'll get it printed over there for you and I'll mail it back to you when I get back.
As long as you let me pay you for any expense, that would be awesome.
Yes. All right, we'll talk about it. Ryan,
okay.
Go.
It's funny. I roller coaster with this thing. So when I first saw it, I was like, all right, this is cool. And the more I saw it, the more I grew to hate it. I'm like, and this is so ugly. And then they announced it, and now that I'm seeing them wearing it, I'm like, I kind of like it again. Don't like it as much as Glenn. I love the blue.
It's so nice.
I do like the blue.
The number in blue, because I know in the Premier League they have to have black numbers, so it's going to be black. I don't know. I'm not going to like that. Listen, if you're doing Glenn, maybe I'll have you get one for me in the blue, because that blue, I think it. For me, my 2 favorite colors are orange and that blue. Not together, but that blue is just it's fucking gorgeous.
I love that blue too. I do.
So yeah, and I think with the neon yellow, I think is a good color to match it with, and you add a little black, it's gonna look good. But I do like it. I would give it, I don't know, I'm gonna give it a 6. Just because it is still a little crazy.
I think people are going to grow to love it more. I do.
It might be maybe I might move it up to a 6.5, 7. But for right now, I'm gonna give it a 6. But that blue though, is nice.
I just okay. Everything that you said.
There's no wrong answer.
Neither of you really hit on. I just don't like the stripes. The color scheme I'm fine with. I love the blue. I
wish the stripes were
yellow.
Uniform.
Exactly.
They're all over the place because it's the map. They're trying to
right. Map. But see, it doesn't even look like that. You know what it looks like? It looks like somebody threw a stone into a pond and it's the ripples of the water. Yeah. Seriously, if you look, I'm looking at it right now. If you look at the shirt from the bottom right corner of the shirt itself, so the bottom left as you're looking at it, it looks like that was the point of entry for the pebble into the water, and it's rippling from there. That's what it looks like to me. I love the colors. I can't stand. I don't like the stripes. I don't. If you want to do the stripes, then do so. And I don't like the dots. I don't understand the dots in it either.
BG. I don't know how anybody cannot like Ozzy singing "Paranoid," but there are people like that. So
I just out of 10.
I know.
I will say though, it is growing on me, and it is one of those things that it's so unbelievably awful and ugly. I will probably buy it.
Well, if I look terrible in it, like Ryan is predicting, you'll see it hanging behind me when I talk to you guys.
But Glenn, if you are able to watch the game tonight, because I'm fair, Ryan, they're going to wear this tonight, right?
Oh, yeah, they're wearing them tonight.
They wore it last night.
I know they wore it last night, but I'm saying, you know what? It does not look that bad on, and with the black shorts.
You guys are making me want to see the game now.
Although blue, could you imagine those blue shorts with the neon yellow and black trim? That would be even better.
YouTube highlights.
It's not that bad, but I'm giving it a 4 out of 10. It is not
a 4. Ryan, you can't argue. It's subjective.
No, it's funny.
It's subjective.
I mean, I think a 9 out of 10 is insane. I'm more in line with Ryan. I mean,
dude,
6, okay, but
this shirt belongs in a museum. It's art. What about the tribute to the Invincibles? Come on.
If by a museum you mean the back of my garage, yes.
Nice Salvatore Dali museum, or who's that?
It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. I'm so excited. I haven't been this excited about an Arsenal jersey in a while.
Wow. You know real quick, and then we're done. My final thought, if we're going to talk about jerseys, the one I want to see them bring back is the blue shoulders and sleeves. With the gold diamond pattern on the chest and the body.
That was nice. I agree with you there.
2014, I want to say.
I agree with you there.
I'll send it as soon as I send it to you.
Google it, young man. Google it.
Ryan, what were you going to say? You were going to say one more thing.
Just really quick. If anyone that wants to talk shit about the kits and how bad they are, which you're right to, and I could see why people would think this is very ugly. I get it. Look at the ManU away kits.
That's awful.
Gosh, are they horrible? Now you make me want to see that.
Because for me, it's with the away kit, it's bright, it's in your face. I get why it's ugly, but it's bright. It's got it's colorful, it's bright, and it's got some interesting colors. The ManU kit, it's ugly and it's bland. It's dull. It's just dark. It's just at least with this, you can have fun with it. You can have fun with this because of the bright colors. And it's just in your face, but dude, I don't know, the ManU kit. Oh, it's bad.
It was 2015-16. I was a year off.
And which kit is it? I can just look. I'm on it right now. 2015-16.
That one.
United
with the dark blue, the turquoise, the gold, Oh, that one. That's my first Arsenal kit.
Oh.
Yeah. You know what, Glenn? That's it. Yeah. That's it for all of us, guys. Thank you very much, everybody, for being in the chat. Zach, Dublin, Gunnar, Demsek, Brady's Banana, Matt was in there, DeSouza.
Everybody watching on tape, or whatever you call it nowadays.
Yep, everybody. Yeah, everybody watching on DVR. Ryan Fletcher, Mr. Arsenal, was in there. Gary had jumped in there for a little bit. I'm just scrolling back up through the comments, make sure I didn't miss anybody. I think that's it. Guys, make sure you drop a like or a dislike on the video. Please, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, tell a friend if you like what you saw here today. We would appreciate it. We're trying to get up to that magical 1,000 subscriber.
Do I have to stay on when you guys say goodbye, or can
Well,
I?
I want you to see
No,
the
if you
kit.
need to no.
Okay.
I want him to see
Finish.
the ManU kit. All right,
Oh, you're going to
Send
show it? If you're going to
All right.
show it, Ryan. Well,
I
I'll
can.
just look
I'm
it
not-
up. All right, finish your goodbye, BG.
Yeah. All right. Just drop a like, subscribe to the channel, tell a friend about it. Good footy talk. We're planning shows upcoming here basically for the next few weeks leading up to the season kickoff of the Premier League. So look for us next week. We will be back then as well.
That's United's kit. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And listen, it's subjective, but that is the ugliest kit I've ever seen.
And on that note, it's been good for the talk.
It's like not even.
It's awful.
Yeah.